Me in a nice round of applause for Vanessa this morning. Vanessa, thank you so much for being here.
Yes, absolutely. I'm very happy to join you all. I also have my coworker, Corbin Heinbeck, here as well. He is a broker development and he is going to talk about the product as well. But I am a senior customer success manager here that helps Kai's and Illustrated uh, get the information about Showcase out, help the agents realize how to use it. They believed in it, the product, to invest in it ahead of time for you all to use. So it's my job to make sure you realize all the benefits. So we're going to, Stephen, if you could unmute Corbin so
Sure
he
thing.
can do an intro. Yeah,
Yeah, you got
perfect.
it. Corbin, feel free at any time just to come off mute and you should be good.
Awesome. Hey, everybody. Sorry, I'm off camera. I'm heading to the airport as we speak, so I apologize, but this is important. I want to make sure I was joining and supporting Vanessa here. So again, Corbin Heimbach. I'm the director of broker development for Zillow Group, which means I have the pleasure of overseeing our largest and I'd say our most important enterprise partners. And with that, we look at and figure out how to bring you not only the industry stuff that's going on, which is a constant thing that you're probably getting hit with in the media, et cetera, those comms roll through me, as well as the B2B software, and Showcase being a very integral part of that B2B software, where we're going to talk you through today just how important it is, how to leverage it to amplify multiple parts of your business, and how it kind of partners with some of the other endeavors that you have at the table for you. So happy to be here. Good to see y'all, and I'll jump in as needed.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
Perfect.
Corbin. Really appreciate it.
Awesome. So first thing first is, we realize here at Zillow that you all are always trying to find out new ways to stand out, new ways to reach new sellers, and be able to appeal to them. So that is one of the main reasons why we developed Showcase, because we wanted a new way for you guys to reach buyers and sellers. So what Showcase is one, it's an amplified exposure that can lead to faster sales and higher prices. Two, it's upgraded agent branding and contact options that were not available before on normal listings, and a new differentiated listing experience feature. So a different way for media to show up. And then the fourth is it gives us, you and sellers, a new, deeper insight on how your listing is performing on Zillow. So we use the tools that we have and the information we gain from who's using our website, turn that into insights that you can all use. So the first thing I want to do is I want to take you through just a visual of what Showcase is. Some of you may have seen it in the past, but we've done some changes, some improvements. So I want to make sure you all are fully aware of those. But as you can see here, a normal listing, as you know, shows up grid view with the photos. All of the buttons go to a preferred agent. And then as you scroll down the page, you are on the listing, but very teeny tiny. And most people are not paying attention to who the listing agent is, right? So Showcase is a completely different experience, right? So this is right away, you can tell the difference here. We see a scrolling image up top, and we actually are now able to incorporate video. So if you typically get video on your listings or have been considering it, previously you could only use it on social media, right? Now you can incorporate it into a Zillow Showcase listing. And I don't know about you, but it looks like a little mini trailer, movie trailer. It's awesome. I'm obsessed with it. This can go into your carousel. So that's what we're looking at right now. And you can have 3 to 5 pieces of media in there. Okay. I want to preface this in saying you are not building this out. Okay. AI is using the information that your photographer loads and putting this together for you. You have full control though. If you want something to show, if you don't want something to show, you can move things around, you can rename. Like I said, full control on how the media shows up. With video, You do have to manually add that. So that's something we can cover later. Full instructions are on a landing page I'm going to show you, but please note that. Okay, as we go down here, we're going to see what we call the agent billboard. So this is something that will house your bio, links to all your websites and social media. It also will, if you link it to your Zillow profile, that will pull over and you'll see the stars and the reviews there. You don't have to, but it's something that you can have available to you. And then there's a contact button. This contact button goes directly to you. And what happens is when they click on that, they fill it out and put their information in there. They can also call you. Your phone number is also on there. Okay, so they have two different ways to be able to contact you. If we go here to the right, we'll see open houses. So if you have open houses coming up, that will pull here for you. They can add it to their calendar. And then we have another contact option here. So this will show your profile photo, your name and reviews. It'll say contact Christopher. And again, it will pull up this box and go directly to you. If they are on a cell phone, they can click to call. So they don't even have to enter in the number. We try to make things as easy as possible for them to contact you. Now, Showcase is not a lead generation tool. We have tools for that, right? However, you do have the chance to get leads through Showcase. And I looked up your URL stats at Keys and Ties, and we are looking at about one referral, so one contact option per listing. Now, every listing is not going to have one because this is on average. Some listings might have two. I've heard of a listing have three. So it really depends, but this isn't solely a lead tool, okay? Request a tour does go to a preferred agent. We see about a 50-50 split between these buttons, okay? We aren't able to track phone calls. So this number might be a little off depending on how many phone calls are done, but we are able to track just emails here, okay? And then as we go down the page, we see typical information here. And then we also see what we call featured rooms. Okay, what I love about featured rooms is that when you're in, so here's the primary bedroom I can jump into the tour and go directly to that room. I don't have to search in the tour to find out where the primary bedroom is. I am taken right into here, okay? So what's great about this also is that we have the option to see a point of view marker. So you'll see here on the right-hand side, as I turn around, I'm able to tell exactly where I am in the home, all right? So that's over here. And then when I move, I will be able to see exactly where I am. So it really gives the user a very good idea of the floor plan and where everything is. And what does that mean? That means you're not going to get buyers in here that really don't understand what's here, and you're not wasting your time on someone who's going to walk in the house and be like, oh, I didn't realize, you know, the kitchen was right off of the dining room or whatever it was. Okay. So another great thing about here is we can jump to different floors and we can see the point of view here as well. And then we can jump into different portions of the tour. Okay, so we can go right to the floor plan and look here. We see tour marks and we see photos. So same thing with photos, we'll have a point of view marker. We can go through and see exactly where we are. Okay.
Vanessa, and a question that came in with this, and this is such a great tool. The question was, when they upload photos, do they need to name and categorize the photos for the specific part of the property?
No, so AI will be able to identify it, okay, based on the features, etc. I haven't heard of it ever doing, you know, it wrong within the tour. Sometimes on the floor plan, something might be a little off, but you can contact us and we'll fix it. But typically AI does a really good job. But again, you can change things if you want it. Do not spend time naming the photos. It would be unnecessary.
Got it.
Perfect.
Thank
Yeah. One of the other features of that we offer, this is something that only our photography company offers. It's called Sky Tour. So essentially it's Google Maps on steroids here. We can, and I'm controlling this right now. I can zoom in, I can spin around, and I can get a really good idea again of what is around the property and really understand it before I request to contact you guys to come into and look at it. So this is something that only Zillow Media Experts offers, and it comes with our premium package. All right, let's hop back out, and I want to show you a really, really cool feature that people are loving. It's the virtual staging feature. Okay, so I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna pick this office because it's not very impressive at all, not staged well. And I'm gonna click in here and click this stage button. This is completely free with Showcase, comes with it, will automatically be done. So now I see this, and let's say I wanna see what it looks like with no furniture. I can do that, and I can slide back and forth to see the difference. Okay, so if you have a property that's got stuff laying around and you didn't have time to be able to clean it up well, we have the staging feature here. Or maybe the property is completely empty. I can click on a style and that will populate here for me. Now, I don't know about you, but I would not have thought to put a desk in the middle of the room, but it looks awesome, right? So this really gives the buyer a really good idea of what they could do with the space. Okay, so again, this is a free feature. You don't have to do anything to be able to use this, and a really cool way to keep, the buyers or just people looking around in your listing. And the more they're in the listing, the more they're going to see your brand over here, your face, your name, and the ease of contacting you. So again, this is a great way to keep people in your space looking around. Now, at
Well,
the
and
very
Vanessa, just the one thing to add to this is that it's
yeah,
not only is it free, but this is only available on Showcase. I mean, this is something that we are powering as part of the listing treatment. So it's not like somebody can go out and say, "Oh, I want a normal listing, but I want to add this virtual staging tour." Like that can't happen. So we are
yeah,
literally supercharging these listings with proprietary software that we own and operate that we are putting on to this listing treatment as an all-in package. So it's not just piecemealed into where we're going to scrap these down and sell it for parts on other listings. This is an all-in and an exceptional value. So I just want to just call that out.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. Um, as we go down the page here, we're going to be able to go into see all media, which will take us to the photos. Okay. So again, we're able to click through, see point of view marker, jump around. Your branding is up here on the upper left. So again, a great way to keep people in your listing and have them know exactly what they're getting into if they come and view the property. And then as we scroll, we have the typical stats here for you and for people looking in to the property. But again, a very, very different way to see a home. Very impressive. Everyone wants to stand out, right? So sellers are loving this feature. When you show it in your listing presentation, it becomes a no-brainer for people because it is such a way to stand out. Okay. So I don't know, Corbin, you want to talk on these next couple of slides?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, what you're seeing in front of you, I'm hoping none of this is a complete shock. I mean, we're hoping this is old hat at this point, but Zillow is still the category expert. It's still the category leader across the board. We are the number one residential real estate app for a reason. We have been for quite some time. If you look at the pie chart to the right, it's not just by a small margin. I mean, these eyeballs are coming to us in droves repeatedly. And then a unique basis, meaning that 227 million average unique users that you see at the bottom of the screen there. That's not just one person with multiple devices. These are multiple users across the board. These are independent and unique users that we are registering, that are activating on our site, that are doing things, and ultimately spending time on your listings. So that is a very important call out. And I think it's really impressive that we have 4 times the daily active users than anybody else in the category outside of what you're seeing there. So that's why we were investing in these types of scenarios and products on behalf of you all is really to say, let's listen, like these sellers are getting savvier. They're starting to raise their hand. They want to get a unique treatment on their home. Even if they're not raising their hand, they are certainly wowed by what you can bring to them to the listing presentation table and say, hey, listen, I have the ability to get your home seen more, saved more, shared more on the most trafficked real estate website in the United States. And that's something they may not know is a value to them until you bring it to them and say, hey, this is what I have to offer you. And I have something for you, seller, that is uniquely different than what you're going to meet with and hear from another listing agent today on. So that's the power behind this. As you can see here on this screen, we are not just sending you in blind and saying, yeah, we think it's going to do well and best of luck. I mean, you actually have a dashboard on the back end of this workspace that is powered by meaningful metrics, meaning you are going to show how a listing is performing, how it's comparing to others within a 2-mile radius or expanded radius of the MSA that you're in. And so you're able to take this to these listing presentations, say, hey, this is how I perform comparatively to my competition. This is what I do. This is what my competition typically does. So meaningful data that they can relate to that ultimately tells a story that backs you up, that says, hey, this is something I want to provide to you that is uniquely different. It's going to do X, Y, and Z for you. In addition, if you scroll back down on that page, Vanessa, you're going to be able to see what's happening from an engagement perspective, just for your knowledge. Are you getting a lot of transplant viewership? Is it outside of your typical sphere of where you're advertising in Florida? How many of these are coming from California, Texas, New Jersey, et cetera? You'll be able to see what that looks like and be able to capitalize and kind of cater to the transplant audiences that are looking at your property. So expanding your reach and being able to show that, hey, this is not just me putting up a flyer to a cul-de-sac and say, hey, your neighbor sold. I want to help you sell your home. You are literally putting this out to Zillow, being the largest portal to everybody that has the opportunity to look at a listing on Zillow from anywhere in the United States.
Perfect. Let's see here. Here we go.
So I talked on this. I mean, this is where it really gets put together. So again, we want you to be able to be empowered to say, hey, listen, I have the ability to get your home seen more, saved more, shared more on the most trafficked real estate website in the United States. That is something that you can put in your pitch. That is something that you absolutely have in your back pocket because you're powered by this technology and your listings are powered by this technology. So it's not just a incremental drive in exposure that we see in Showcase versus not. We are talking about a monumental jump. So a Showcase listing gets 75% more views, 75% more saves, and 75% more shares. So we are talking about an average of an exceptionally higher viewership than a normal listing that is on Zillow. So that is compared to a normal listing on Zillow. So it is a massive, massive difference. We can go to the next slide, Vanessa. As you put this pitch together for yourself, and again, I repeat it, you say, viewed more, saved more, shared more, traffic real estate website. Hey, by the way, seller, I have the ability to get your home sold faster. So right now, 14 days on average, we're seeing 10% more likely to go pending in 14 days when it's a Showcase listing. Okay, so we are seeing a faster transactional timeline with these. In addition, hey, seller, I have the ability to get your home more money. I'm able to sell it for more than what you're going to hear from another agent in terms of what they can do for you. On average, 2% more, 9,000 on average is what we're seeing in growth of sale price from original. But what the important call out here is that we're not seeing a step backwards. Typical listings on average are seeing a price reduction at day 30, at day 60, at day 90. We are not seeing that when it is Showcase. We are seeing a stay true to the list price or growth, because at 2% more, 9,000 on average, that is happening across the nation. So it's important to call out that, yes, you may get some growth in revenue from this. You may get some growth in sale price. Your seller is going to be very thrilled, but they're also going to be very thrilled that their home didn't have to go backwards in value for them to be able to sell it, because the promotional play was so critical to their marketing strategy. So it's across the board, doing these, using this, putting this on your listings, the majority of your listings, you're going to see a 30% net acquisition of your listings, meaning you're going to go out and win 30% more of these versus your competition. So that is the critical point in this, is that putting this all together is actually going to lead to you getting more of these. This is a listing treatment, a listing tool that is unique, and it's not available at this scale to everybody. Kai's has given you a very unique opportunity between Kai's and Illustrated to provide this as a service and be able to get you something at an exceptional value that is across the board. And it's not in this regional capacity that if you go buy this in a retail state, you have to get this in a zip code or an MSA. You are unblocked from any price hike. You are unblocked from any boundary of where you sell a home. It is one flat rate that Vanessa will talk about in a moment here. In addition, you have a seat at the table for market exclusivity, meaning when in any given market in the United States hits 10% showcase listings versus non-showcase listings, we cap that market, meaning nobody can net new buy showcase. No enterprise, no independent agent, no team, no broker. Nobody can buy it when a market is capped. Okay. You do not have a cap, meaning if the entire state of Florida caps at 10%, and we no longer can sell showcase to net new advertisers, because you already have a seat at the table provided by your corporate entity, that you can supersede that 10% to as high as you'd like to go. It'll be just more and more of your listings where nobody else can buy this product. So that is another competitive advantage you have, scale, to make sure that you are getting the most bang for your buck on this.
All right, I can speak to price here. So you're probably thinking right away, okay, what is this going to cost me? All right, typically, if you were a retail customer, you would be entering into this as a contract. Okay, you would have a contract, you would have whatever credits you signed up for monthly to use during your contract. These credits could go for, up to $950 depending on the price of the home. But Kai's came in here, discussed with Corbin, and got you guys a fantastic deal. First of all, there's no commitment. Okay. You can purchase a credit whenever you want, however many you want, at $300 per credit. Okay. And this is per home. Photos are on top of that. So whatever you typically do for photos. But this $300 covers a lot of features that I'm going to talk about here. But again, you get that branding, you get the contact options. We're going to talk about an email that goes out. And, a lot of different features that, expose you as an agent and get you to more eyes. And we're going to talk about kind of the marketing aspect of this. But Kai's believed in this product so much that they negotiated a deal because they want to get it into your hands. One thing I do want to mention with the whole Zillow relationship is you can confidently go into these listing presentations and say like, hey, I have a special relationship with Zillow, which is the #1 real estate company. And I am able to get you special insights. I'm able to market in a certain way that's different than most people can do. And this goes a long way because they know that you have an in, essentially, and you can confidently say that. Whether or not you have a listing now or not, you are a showcase agent because Kai's is a showcase brokerage, right? So you can confidently start pitching this, and I'll show you where you can do that and get the resources in just a second. But you can be confident in saying that you can offer this product because Kai's has already gotten you that seat at the table. Okay. Now I mentioned just briefly the email. We have a dedicated email that goes out. So you are all familiar with the, hey, here are 10 listings you might be interested in email, right? From Zillow. With Showcase, you're actually getting a dedicated email. So you can see on the right-hand side, It's actually a really beautiful put together email that just has your property information, has a couple links that will go right into your listing, and is not just a spray across all the users on Zillow, right? We use our information that we gather to target the specific users, the specific potential buyers that who would actually be interested in your type of property. So we're looking at people who have saved this type of home, and we're emailing them just your property, and giving you that marketing that you don't have to lift a finger to do, and it's going out. We're seeing about 600 interactions on average. Not every listing will have that many emails go out. It really depends on the traffic. I've seen 1,200 listings go out. I think your average was in the 700s per listing go out. So again, this is exposure that you wouldn't have normally, or exposure that you would have to do work to get, right? Marketing is exhausting. Not everybody loves to do it. This is something you don't have to lift a finger to do. Same with Showcase. This is completely put together for you. If you like how it looks, you can go live, and it's literally no effort on your part. The photographer loads into our back end, and our system does all the beautification of your listing. We're also seeing that people who link their Zillow profile are getting 15% more views on that profile. So what that tells me is that people are going deeper. They're going beyond and looking at you and what you've done. And likely those are sellers, right? They're looking at what you're doing and who you are and what you've done in the past and your reviews. So you're getting more traffic there as well. All right, so I'm going to encourage you to think big about this product. Naturally, people are, think about, okay, this is a luxury type listing. This looks beautiful. I'm going to save this and put it on my higher end homes. I would encourage you not to do that. The reason being is, like Corbin said, we've seen the stats show us that when you list most of your listings as Showcase, you are going to grow. Okay, we're seeing 30% growth on average. If I came to you and said, hey, I have something that you could grow by 30%, this is a no-brainer, right, for the investment. So, the reason that this is happening is because you're building your brand on Showcase, right? People are seeing that this is what you do. You're getting more exposure. You're getting your face and your name there. If we call them looky-loos. So if you have people in the neighborhood that are checking out their neighbor's home, but maybe they're not selling yet, they're going to remember that listing. They're not going to remember the agent from the normal listing. They are not scrolling down and writing down your name from a normal listing, right? When it's time to sell, they are going to remember how you put this listing on the internet. Because like I said, everybody wants to stand out. Everyone wants eyes on their listing. And the more eyes in the listing, the faster it could sell and for more. Okay. So I kind of talked about brand awareness. So you're using this product to help you be seen because of all of those contact options. So I want you to see this beyond a listing tool. Yes, it helps you sell the listing, but it goes so much further than that, because you're getting that email with your name on it. You're getting the contact options on the right side. And it's just a whole different experience for the user. So you're selling yourself in those listing presentations just as much as you're selling the ability to sell the home, right? So you're coming into a listing presentation and you're trying to offer something that's different than other agents can do, right? And Showcase is something tangible that you can show them. Hey, here's a normal listing. Here's a Showcase listing. I can give you this, right? And I hear it over and over and over again that it's a no-brainer for the sellers. They're like, yes, I want this. Your marketing plan looks so much more put together and effective than other people. right? You look like you have this whole plan. This, they don't know that you didn't have to do a ton of work to get this, right? But you look like you are giving 110%. Okay. And not everybody can do that. So being the differentiator goes a long way, right? Image is important. How do you want to be perceived in the market? Do you want to be perceived as someone who brings 110% to every listing? You can say, hey, this is a product that I know about that Kai's offers, and I'm bringing it to you, not just because I think your listing deserves it, but because I think that you deserve it. I want you to have everything available that I could bring you, that's at my fingertips. So you're going to get this as well. Or do you want to be seen as someone who is up on all of the new technology? Double down and use Showcase to grow that brand, grow that differentiation, right? Do you want to be seen as a luxury agent? Showcase is a no-brainer, right? It stands out. It looks different. It's luxury. It looks nice. Okay. So again, use Showcase to double down on your brand. How much does it cost to rebrand? A lot, right? Use this to be able to do that for yourself. And again, the small investment that it takes to build that brand recognition is a lot less effort than going through and doing a whole bunch of work on the back end. We talked about this a little bit, being memorable, right? When people are ready to sell, they're going to remember your home. But also, I've had stories where people have come to the open house specifically not because they wanted to buy the home, but they wanted to talk to the agent and have them sell their home, right? They said, I saw your listing. I think this is amazing. I want it too. They came to the open house and discussed the agent selling their home. Okay. We also have a ton of marketing content that you can use. So we have social posts, we have dedicated emails, we have flyers, we have all these things that you can use to your advantage. Like I said before, not everybody loves marketing, right? Special social media marketing. This product gives you a way to stay relevant and to stay on top of feeds because you can post about it. You can take sections of a flyer and post, and then you can take one of the postcards and post it because it works on social media. You can do videos, etc. Lots and lots of options at your fingertips that you didn't have to create yourself. Okay. And we also have really cool Zillow media products that are offered through our company that I'll kind of show you in just a little bit. So lots of things to be able to use. We talked about the growth. We say, don't wait for the perfect listing, win the perfect listing, right? If you don't have a home to showcase right now, use the materials to advertise that you're a showcase agent to win that business. Okay. So don't wait. Use it to build your brand now. And this showcase listing that I showed you here, and I'll send it in the chat as well, but this is always live. So you can use this in your listing presentation to show, and it has all the features to be able to show those sellers, which is nice. And I did at one point bring this up, right? And Corbin talked about it, but this is one of your coworkers' listings. One thing I did want to mention is you can share this report. If you click on this, it'll download as a PDF and you can give it to your seller. A nice thing about this report also is not every listing is going to hit it out of the park, right? These are on average numbers. Not every listing is going to hit it. Sometimes it's not going to reach those numbers because your seller wanted to list higher than you advised them to, right? This report helps you have hard conversations. You can come with something tangible and say, hey, look, we're not getting people looking at this listing because we're priced too high. We really need to talk about pricing, right? And it's just an easy way for you to have those conversations. Or maybe, hey, I wanted you to get new media. Let's look into that, because Showcase, showcases the property, right? But the media is important as well. And all the other things that you typically do for your listing are also important. This is something you're adding into your arsenal in general to be able to, you know, blast this listing out. So I did want to mention that here as well. But let's just actually, let's go to his property here for a second, just to show you guys how yours will show up as well. So you want to make sure that you fill out your listing fully. Now, this is an example. He didn't put his profile picture here. It's very important to do that because it doesn't stand out as much, right? Nothing will show up here. It's not as attractive. So definitely make sure you're filling out your profile. I'll show you how to do that at the end. But this is how his listing is showing up here. And, you know, it's beautiful. He doesn't have a video, but if you have a video, it's strongly suggested that you put that in there. All right, let's show you that resource center I talked about. Okay, this is your agent landing page. This is the end all be all of all the information you need for Showcase. Okay, so we have the demo listing is linked right in here. So you always have that link at your fingertips. The login to Workspace, which is where you'll be accessing your listings, is right here. And the Showcase order form that Kai's has is also right here at the top. Okay, as we go down, you'll see a step-by-step on things that you need to do to Showcase. And then as we go down to the bottom, we'll see resource centers, tips and tricks. And then here's the marketing material that you can use. So we have flyers, postcards, social media posts. And we also have a section where you can customize. So there's customizable materials as well that you can add your photos of the actual property or add your headshot to it. Lots of cool things that you can do here. There are little videos that you can put on as well. So lots and lots of material, like I said, that you can use to advertise yourself as a Showcase agent. Okay. At the bottom here, we have a couple teaser videos that are great. And then some more instructions, resources, and contact options for support. Okay. So the main thing I want to show you here is the request form. So this request form will go to admin to enter in your listing for you, and then you'll take the process over from there. And we'll go over that a little bit more here. Now, what if you have a listing already on the market and you want to showcase it? Absolutely. Let's get it showcased. Now, what you do have to have is a Zillow 3D tour. You must have a Zillow 3D tour. That is the only one compatible in making that 3D tour and the integration of the photos and the scan points, okay? So that integrated portion of it has to have a Zillow 3D tour, okay? So this is, Giraffe, Cubicasa, Matterport do not work. So you would have to have your photographer go back out. If you don't have one of those, you can schedule us to go back out. But it is something, those tours are completely free for the photographer, okay? The back-end system for their loading is completely free. The app to use is completely free. So this is completely free for your photographer, and we have lots of information for them. But you're seeing 70% more page views, saves, and shares on flipped listings. You get your dedicated email, you get the reports, you get the virtual staging, all of that good stuff. So this is a great way to reconnect with your sellers, right? Maybe they're discouraged and they feel like, you should be sold by now, or they're not as excited about getting it up and running. You can come and say, hey, I have this product that I just, found out about. I'm bringing this in because I'm doubling down. I believe in this partnership, and I want you to have everything possible to help sell this property. So think of it as a way, again, to re-engage that seller and get them excited again, okay? Let's quickly go over media options. Now you have the total ability to bring your own photographer, and one of your main photographers is already a Zillow Showcase photographer. But we also offer our own photography. They're Zillow media experts. What's great about them is they really operate like a local business because they have a regional manager who oversees performance, etc. We show up in polos, nice and professional. We take it very seriously that we represent you at the home. Okay. So, what's great, as well as we do high definition photography, we do blue sky replacements from the interior to the exterior, so that you're always seeing a blue sky. And we have a lot of cool add-ons. Now, typically when I play this, it's very glitchy, so I'm going to put it into the chat. But this is a agent intro reel, so it's really cool. You've seen these before. They are, it will have, you can talk in the beginning, and then it will do a nice little scroll throughout the home, and then you can talk at the end. We help you with, what you're going to say. We guide you through, but this is a great way for you to show up on social media. It'll come with the music. You can download, upload, easy peasy, no effort for yourself. And you can also, again, upload this onto your listing on Zillow.com. So a cool little thing, an add-on that we offer. This also, the interior video comes in the premium package, but you can upgrade to the agent reel as well, where you can talk as well. So that might have looked a little glitchy, but I gave you the link there for you to look at it a little bit more. We also do virtual twilight, so taking a day photo, making it into a sunset photo. And we have hyper realistic virtual staging, so smart to the light in the room. And it is very difficult to tell that this is a staged home. So we give you the virtual stage photo and help you be MLS compliant with putting that copyright or the stamp there for you. But that's an add-on option. So this is different than the staging within Showcase. Okay, that's just so that's the buyer and sellers, the people can go in and mess with it. This is an actual downloadable photo that you can put into the tour or in the photo section. So this is a downloadable. We do next day by 5 p.m. Central, turnaround time, Monday through Saturday. We have Monday through Sunday support, so lots of different things. But again, you can bring your own photographer. And there is information on the landing page on what to send them if they don't know what Showcase is. But they just have to use our app and upload to our system, and then it's ready to go. I don't see any more questions in the chat, but feel free. I tend to talk fast, so if you have any questions, please let me know. But the next, can you put homes on vacant lots? We do not do that. No, we do not put homes on vacant lots. You can't showcase a vacant lot either, and we currently aren't showcasing rentals, but we are working on a program to do that eventually. All right, getting started. So you have a direct link from your agent landing page to log in. So you would want to do that. And then you could, if you were typing it in ZillowShowcase.com, you would click on Zillow Workspace and log in. Now you all should already have an account. Okay, so if you use the email that Kai's has or Illustrated has on file for you, all you need to do is reset your password and you'll be able to log in. If for some reason it's asking you to create a workspace, do not do that. It will not be linked to Kai's. Okay, so you want to make sure then you contact Nadia to be able to get onto the roster. Okay. When you're in there, the first thing I want you to do, fill out your profile, okay? Fill out everything in there, okay? So there's two sections that you can do that. The upper right here you do a click down, and I can actually show you. So up here, I would click, I would say your account, and I would fill in the spaces there. So this is where you would link your Zillow profile. This is where you would put your MLS information. Okay. And then at the bottom left, there is a spot to fill out your exterior or your public information. Okay. So, oh, I clicked on the wrong one. Here we go. So this is where you're going to upload your photo. You're going to put in an about me. You're going to put in the contact email and contact phone you want used. Your login email does not have to be the same as your contact email. So you can use something else if you want. And then all your profile stuff. You would save that, and that would all be good to go. Okay. And then your next step is you're going to use the Showcase request form and order your credits. So you might have bought tokens or credits in the past and you want to redeem them. That's where you go here as well. Or you want to do new credits. You would also do that here. Okay. You would submit your form then, and then you would go through the rest of the process that we have listed here on the Showcase landing page. Okay. Like I said before, there is a support information all the way at the bottom here. They have great hours to be able to support you. They would be the ones that would help you with technical issues, media issues, pretty much all of the things. If you had questions about listing presentations or strategies, that's when you would come to me and I would help you with those. But your internal admin would also be, I believe it's Nadia on the Kai side and Alicia, I believe, on the illustrated side. So you would contact them if you were running into issues with logging in, etc. But support is great, and you'll definitely want to contact them. Corbin, do you have anything else to add to here that I might have skipped over?
No, I don't think so. I think we covered it. I think it was,
Perfect.
obviously lots of information. This is an ongoing and evolving endeavor with you all. So, we are here as a resource. If you get stuck, if you need help, you have internal resources, across the board on your side. We are here. And then obviously as things develop and change, you'll be the first to know. So please reach out with anything you can think of.
Perfect. And the last thing that I want to leave you with is I encourage you to think of Showcase as two buckets. Okay. One is the showcasing the actual property, getting that relationship with a seller, getting the home out there. The second is an investment for branding, an investment for yourself, the marketing piece of it. Because yes, maybe the listing doesn't need help, right? But you can lean into that branding portion, because how many more eyes, actual buyers and sellers, are looking at a typical listing, right? A mid-price listing or a lower end listing. So many more actual legitimate leads are on that. And you're tapping in to that marketing email, that branding portion of it, the exposure. So it's not necessarily on that one to help sell that listing. That one, you're like, hey, this is a good opportunity to get my name out there, right? So really lean into those two ideas of it, right? The marketing budget, to grow yourself by on average by 30%, and the ability to connect with a seller and win listings once you have them in the door.
That's great, Vanessa. I usually ask everybody for a final golden nugget, and you just hit it on the head. And we had a question as well in the chat for you: is who takes the original photos of your listing?
Who takes the original photos of your listing? So I'm assuming so you would use your photographer. I'm not sure if I'm interpreting right, but you choose your photographer. Okay. So though any of the photos in the showcase are photos that your photographer provides to us. If we're the photographer, we just load it, it's the normal process for us, just load it right into the system. But your photographer would log into our system, to load those photos. And as you're going through the ordering process, it'll ask you, hey, do you need photos? Do you have photos? Right. And when you say I have photos, you would put in your photographer's email and it would send them a link on where to load with instructions. But you
Perfect.
have to have a Zillow 3D tour. Okay. So that is a must. So sometimes you can use your other photos, totally fine, but you have to have a Zillow 3D tour.
Got it. That makes sense. Well, thank you for answering that, Vanessa. And for everybody again who joined on, you can see that Vanessa is really just such a great wealth of knowledge. And Corbin, thank you as well for joining. We had another question that just came through. If you don't mind, Vanessa, is can we
Yeah.
upload the photos ourselves rather than the photographer?
Yeah. So right now, because of copyrights, right, we need to make sure that the photographer is giving us permission to put it into our system and do the AI things needed to connect. So typically we have to have the photographer doing that. If you have one-off photos, sometimes we're able to contact support and we can finagle something. But right now, it has to go through a photographer to load because of those copyright things.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. And they are just saying as well, Vanessa, if you have a slide with your contact info, that'd be great. If not, what I can always do too, everybody, is send Vanessa's contact info in our follow-up email with the recording of this training today when I send it out.
Yeah. Like I said, support really is the one to handle any technical stuff, but definitely let's put my information if you want to talk about any strategy. Typically the reason why I say that is because I have to go to support. So we're kind of taking away the middleman if you just go to support for, different issues that you might have or questions regarding the actual product. But again, we can have Stephen put my information in there for any kind of discussion on strategy for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that, Vanessa. We really appreciate you taking so much time. And Corbin, thank you as well for joining us as well. While you're on the road, too, it really shows the commitment there to our associates, and we appreciate that. But if everybody could join me in a nice round of applause for Vanessa and Corbin, you guys have done a fantastic job, filled the hour, and really gave so much value. As I mentioned, we'll be sending out this recording. And if you have any questions from here on out, feel free to reach out to me, and I can connect you with Vanessa or the support team, and we will get you taken care of. But Vanessa, Corbin, thank you both so much.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Thanks,
Thanks,
guys. Have a
y'all.
great week. Stay safe, stay productive, and we will see you all on our next session. Have a great week. Thanks, guys.